Hi, my name is Cornelia, and I'm here in Alberta, in Canada. See the flag in the background, and live at my house. Well, actually, not live. You're not going to see this live. Anyway, if you see a little kittens flying around in the background, I have a few kicking around, so try not to be distracted by those. It's a beautiful fall day here, and it's actually just after September 23rd. 2017. So that's when this is being made. I actually made a whole bunch before this. I just haven't put them up yet. But I wanted to put one run of just basically different things that God's been showing me along the timeline. And for the church right now, how can we work with this, and how do we position ourselves, and some warnings he's given me for us as a body, and as well as a great encouragement of things that are just about to come. Okay, so now this has been 30 years. 30 years since he began showing me things for the time we are now coming into. In other words, way back, starting in 1987, that is the first run, you could call it, what he gave me about things into the future. And it was proclaiming a time or season we would in the future be going into. But all the different things he's shown me along the way, now in the first week of September, the last week of August, he very strongly was coming into me like an oven, like a fire, like a furnace, and it was like, I'm gonna blow. But it's basically, he was saying, now is the time to proclaim these things. He was showing me the divine convergence of all of these things that he was taking me through in the past, and saying, this is the time these things are now going to manifest. And he wanted me to proclaim it, and as well give forth a few warnings he's giving me to express to the body of what not to do, and some things to do to prep for what's just coming right ahead of us. Okay, so I'm going to read some of this, because else I'm just going to go off track and I can talk. So, okay, I recently went to Britain for an inner healing journey. It was a 3-week journey, and I left in August, and came back on August 21st. I left, I think. I came back on the 22nd. So 22nd of August, that's right. So in the middle of my time, not even focusing on trying to be prophetic, that was the last thing on my mind actually at that time, but on August 15th going into the 16th, the Lord highlighted Luke chapter 21 to me. And I mean, I just had a lot of peace. I was in the interim of just going into another prayer time where they prayed for me for some more inner healing things, as we're all on a journey. And for some reason, in that quiet time, of all the places he led me to, is Luke 21. And usually when I go to end time accounts, I usually go to Matthew 24. So I wasn't looking for some end time account, but he led me into it, and he highlighted a few things in that chapter. Now, upon my return to North America, as I was approaching landing, I was actually quite looking forward, to seeing a few people, and seeing my little kitty cats and my horses, and I was looking forward. But this has never happened to me before. But 10 minutes before I landed into North America, I can only explain it like a shuddering. A shuddering came inside of me and around me and through me for the whole about 10 minutes just before I landed. And it was like a force, almost like in the atmosphere. And I was like, what is this? Why am I feeling this shaking inside? Okay. As I landed, and after I landed that first week, the first day right away, things began going on to a course. It was kind of a tumultuous month, but at the same time, the Lord was just showing me the convergence of everything coming together. And when I realized, it was like a Haggai 2, a shaking of everything going on, a shaking in the heavens, a shaking in the earth, a shaking in the waters, shaking on dry land. It talks about actually kinds of shaking there in Haggai chapter 2. As he's just about to glorify his church, is talking about all these things shaking simultaneously at the same time, and even the wealth gets shaken out of the nations, and I believe is about to come to land into the hands of those who aren't about self in this. It's not about building a big ranch. This is about end time finance for end time purposes. Okay, but anyway, so as that was happening, I'll just explain to you. Upon the cruciality of the timing that we're in right now. And when it came to me so crystal clear, it actually was overwhelming. Like, I was actually in awe of the time that we are now in. Okay. Let me just check my notes here. I'm trying to stay on course. Okay, so upon my first week, I just want to mention this. I mentioned to you the Luke 21 thing. And then, of course, we had the hurricanes hit on the 25th and 26th, which are simultaneous in chapter 21. And, of course, the solar eclipse happened on the 21st. And, of course, as well on the 21st of August was the first month of Elul. Elul speaks of a turning. They blow the shofar horn for 29 days. It led up to the Jewish New Year, 5778. And they do this every year. So the month before, they blow the shofar horn. Now, they have specific blasts they blow, but this blast that they blow is a significance in turning. And actually, it's got a curve in it, the actual shofar they blow, and it means to turn around, to turn around. So it's like days of repentance. It's days of checking the heart, of like judge your own heart so that you don't have to be judged later kind of thing in heaven. Like, if we judge ourselves now. So it's a time of purification. Okay, now that's very significant for what I'm about to tell you of what the Lord was explaining to me the days we're just about to come into in regards to him visiting the church. Okay, so now this was really kind of trippy. So on my first week of my return, I was in my own church, and we have a Tuesday night prayer meeting. Now this was kind of unusual, but there's this beautiful African couple, and that night they had their children there,